Good morning everyone, welcome to Karori Park in Wellington for the second match between North Island and South Island O50s. We're about 3 or 4 minutes away from the start of play. The players are just congregating on the boundary line. The news is that South Island have won the toss and they've chosen to chase today, so North Island will be batting first. The North Island openers, Colin Owens and Simon Dodds, will be heading out momentarily. It's a little bit cooler today than it was yesterday. Sorry, not yesterday, on Friday for game one. It was a beautiful sunny day then. But it's a bit windy, as we often expect in Wellington, and there's some cloud which is lifting and hopefully will clear throughout the day. North Island won Friday's match, of course, by 5 wickets. So if South Island are to retain the Pete Escott Trophy, they will need to win today. So the players are out in the middle now, and looks like Kelvin Scott will be opening the bowling for the South Island. Colin Owens looks like he'll take strike, fresh off his unbeaten 120 on Friday, so he's certainly in good form. Alright, here we go. Scott to Owens. And they will start with an overthrow actually. Bit of sloppy fielding to get things started as Owens cut into the offside, and a little bit of an errant throw or a miscommunication. So the North are underway as they look to set a good target for South Island to chase. If North Island win today, they will, well actually whichever team wins today will win the Pete Escott Trophy, with the trophy being decided on a Bledisloe Cup style basis, with 2 matches. That's up to the challenging team to win both matches if they're going to win the trophy. Quick single for Dodds. He's off the mark. It's a direct hit from the fielder at mid-off. I think it might be John Gary. But he got home safely, so Simon Dodds is off the mark. Owens on the cut, and that could be the first boundary of the match. We're not quite sure how the it has gone. Yeah, we're not quite sure how the outfield is going to be, but he timed that one well, and as I said, he's in pretty good form. So first boundary of the morning for Colin Owens. It's a better length from Kelvin Scott. It's the length he usually bowls. He's generally quite an economical bowler. No great pace, but bowls a bit of in-swing, or it'd be out-swing to the left-hander. Generally very accurate, but just struggled a bit with his length on Friday, and has done so again a little bit this morning. But it's only his first over, so he's got a bit of time to rectify that. 6 off the first over. We're going to see Jason Campbell bowling from the southern end. Similar length run-up to Kelvin Scott, probably a little bit quicker. Quite a shouldery bowler. Played a bit of rep cricket for Marlborough, did Jason Campbell. Not a huge amount, just a few games, but still counts. And then he moved to Nelson for a couple of 2 or 3 seasons, and now lives in the Hutt Valley, just at the foot of the Rimatuka mountain range. He'll be bowling to Simon Dodds. So in Friday's match, 250 was the target set by Southland, which North Island ended up getting with an over or so to spare. And they're playing on the same pitch. I'm not sure if there was a match played on it yesterday on the same pitch. No, there wasn't. It's a nice cover drive from Simon Dodds, well timed, smashed through the covers actually, so beautiful shot and good way for Simon Dodds to hit his first boundary. was a lovely bit of timing and plenty of power behind it as well. It was never in doubt of crossing the boundary line. So Simon Dodds will be looking to push his case for a spot in the New Zealand team to travel to Australia in July. He scored 21 on Friday, batting in the middle order, but he's getting a chance to open the batting today. Plays for the districts side in the IPT. This is his first season of over 50s cricket. Another cover drive, or more of an off drive perhaps, and it's beaten the field. It's going to be 4 more. So Campbell over pitching a little bit, and Simon Dodds playing 2 very nice drives to get his innings underway. It's a better delivery, a little bit shorter, beats Dodds on the outside, and that brings Jason Campbell's first over to an end, 8 off it. So in addition to watching this match live on YouTube, you can see the interactive Pitch Vision scorecard, which shows the individual actions for each player, such as you can watch highlights, or you can watch every ball they face or bowl. The link to that is on the New Zealand Over 50s Cricket Facebook page. There's also a link there to the Crick HQ scorecard. Bit of a shout for, I assume, LBW, but pretty sure there was some bat involved in that shot. So Colin Owens just working his way back into today's innings. Scored 120 not out in the corresponding match on Friday, so he's definitely in good form, but just building a new innings today. He was very strong on the cut and through the covers and through mid-wicket. He's very good off his legs, is Owens. But he's played out a maiden over there from Kelvin Scott. Owens' score of 120 was the 6th highest in New Zealand over 50s cricket. Another fluent drive. Drive and a quick single out to point. Fielding's okay, but can't prevent the single. We saw quite a lot of quick singles taken, especially by Colin Owens on Friday. And there's another one today. And there'll be another run here as Simon Dodds plays a leg glance that goes down to fine leg for 1. So we'll see some more changes in the lineup today as the 2 captains, Adrian Dale and Richard Petrie, look to give other players opportunities, with these 2 matches doubling up as a trial of sorts for the New Zealand team that will be selected after it. A 14-man squad will be named within the next few days to travel over to Australia in July for a tri-series, hopefully, involving Australia and Sri Lanka. If that series does manage to go ahead, it'll be New Zealand's first international cricket at over 50s level since the 2020 World Cup, so over 2 years now it's been. That's a nice cover drive from Colin Owens. We saw a few of those the other day, and he's hit that very fluently and timed it and hit it hard enough to go across the boundary for 4 runs, his second 4 of the innings, and clearly a favoured shot for Colin Owens. So it's a little bit windy today, as I mentioned earlier, unlike Friday, which was virtually dead calm by Wellington standards. There's a breeze today. I think it's a northerly. Yeah, northerly. The predominant wind in Wellington is the northerly. And if it's not a northerly, it's a southerly. That one's through the gap. Won't go to the boundary, but they'll turn for 2, as that was quite nicely timed by Dodds. So he's looking pretty comfortable so far. 16 off 16 with 3 well-struck boundaries. So wickets were a little bit hard to come by on Friday, and based on the 5.5 overs we've seen so far today, it looks like that might be the case again today. Dodds edges that one all along the ground, and it's a chase for Craig Gibb down to third man, and they'll take 2. So I think the South Island lost 5 wickets on Friday, and the chasing North Island side lost 5 as well. So only 10 wickets taken in Friday's match.
And 6, and we lost 6.
Kelvin Scott to continue. Ooh, that might have been a chance actually. Owens edged it and it went low to... Who's that at first slip? Richard Petrie, I think. Big tall man, 6'4", 6'5". Couldn't quite get the hands down. Not sure if it counts as a drop catch, but definitely an opportunity created by Kelvin Scott, and they take 1 run. Another nice fluent drive by Simon Dodds to that full toss, being chased down by Craig Gibb again, who's had a bit of work to do so far, and they'll take 2. So he plays those drives quite nicely, does Dodds. Flowing swing of the bat. There's a drive again, and they will pick up a single, but it doesn't beat the sprawling... Who's that sprawling out there? Andrew Nuttall? No, Adil Samani, I think. No, hang on, he's on the other team. Greg Stretch. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see some of the players from here. We're not terribly far away, but everyone's all got the same caps and uniforms on, as you'd expect. No names or anything, no. Short cut again, and it's well fielded. Who's that there doing that fielding at point? It's going to be a key position today, I think. Oh, another nice cut shot, this time from Simon Dodds, and that'll race to the boundary as well. So another really good bit of timing from Simon Dodds. Long chase for the fielder as it goes onto one of the adjoining grounds here. So 4 boundaries now for Simon Dodds. He's looked pretty good so far. Doing the bulk of the scoring for the North Island side. He scored 25 of the 36 runs, no extras yet. Oops. Two more for Dodds, showing that he can play on the leg side as well. Just gliding that one through mid-wicket. And more runs again. It's another nice shot through the covers off the back foot, and just, yeah, may not have quite timed that one perfectly. It's going to be pulled in, and they will take 3, so the first 3 of the day. There'll be more runs here as this one beats mid-off, and it's going to go to the boundary as well. So, plenty of runs of this Jason Campbell over as we see Colin Owens joining in the fun. Over pitching in was Campbell, and Owens not missing out on many scoring opportunities this weekend. So, another boundary to him. And that's 13 off this over so far. It's a better length to end the over. So Jason Campbell's 4 overs have gone for 29. A little bit expensive for him, and it's 45 without loss after 8 overs, so another good start. Could be the third 50 plus opening partnership in as many innings in this tournament. Mason Robinson and Richard Petrie put on 127 for the first wicket on Friday, and from memory I think John Cleland and Colin Owens put on about 69 in reply, and already 45 without loss for the North as Kelvin Scott continues. I think that might be the length that the bowlers should be looking at. They've either been too full or too short, really. There's a full toss, just as I mentioned that, and Simon Dodds again cashes in with good timing, takes that ball over the boundary rope for another 4. It's the 5th for Dodds, and yeah, Kelvin Scott again guilty of over pitching. It's a better length again, so he just needs to try and work on that length. That one bounced down into the ground, and Dodds was alert to it, stopped it from endangering his stumps. Shout for LBW, I think. Is that short delivery, Dodds went back to pull it. I thought he had hit it from here, but they went up pretty confidently for LBW. But it's gone. They've come through for a run, and it's been signalled as a run to Simon Dodds, so clearly he must have hit it. And that brings up the 50 for the North Island, without loss in the 9th over. That's 5.77 and over, so good start again for them today. And wickets still hard to come by, especially that of Colin Owens, who's yet to be dismissed in this series. 135 runs he's scored so far. That's a good delivery, again on that good length that I've been talking about. Well taken by Matt Everest, who's keeping wicket today. Mason Robinson kept on Friday, but Matt Everest getting his chance to show what he can do behind the stumps. He's bowled him! May have got an inside edge onto that one, Colin Owens, and finally he has been dismissed to a good length ball that he went back. I think he tried to pull it. Anyway, tried to play it off the back foot. Got a little inside edge, seems like, and he's finally been dismissed. Bowled by Kelvin Scott for 15, and it's 50 for 1. He might have been a little bit tired. It looked a little bit tired, that shot from Colin Owens. Didn't play it with the usual precision that he has been batting with so far. Anyway, so he's gone, and Adrian Dale, captain of the New Zealand Over50s, comes to the wicket. Jason Campbell's getting another chance to try and improve on those figures of none for 29 from 4 overs. That is hit firmly down the ground again by Simon Dodds, this time on the onside, and it will go across the boundary for yet another boundary. So just over pitching again, Jason Campbell. That was a very nice on drive, a little bit in the air, but never in any danger. It's the 6th boundary for Simon Dodds, who's on 39 from 31 deliveries. So good, really good start from him. Full again, and missed out on that one, only hitting it into mid-wicket. Take a single here as Colin Owens is out. Simon Dodds drops it into the onside. His hat blows off as he runs through for that single, but he catches it in time. And the wind is a factor today. I think we saw the bales blow off a few moments ago, did we? Yep. Pretty common occurrence in Wellington. And Adrian Dale's off the mark immediately with a beautiful on drive. Lovely bit of timing. There was no one at mid-on, to be fair, but still hit it crisply enough and crosses the boundary for 4. So, Jason Campbell quite leaky today in terms of his bowling figures. He went for 6 and over on Friday, none for 48 from his 8. He's already gone for 38 from the best part of 5 overs today. That is the end of Campbell's 5th over, none for 38. And we're 10 overs into the North Island innings, 59 for 1. So the wicket taker, Kelvin Scott, he'll continue. He's been the more economical of the 2 bowlers, 1 for 21 from 5. No run that time as Dodds hits it straight to the fielder. John Gary, I think that is. Good length again from Kelvin Scott. I think that's where he needs to be. Still got 4 overs left. He often bowls his full allotment straight off at the top of the innings. So we'll see if that happens today. Other bowling options for the South Island: Scott McCarty, Andrew Nuttall. It's a nice shot through the mid-wicket area by Dodds. It'll be chased down by the ever-active Craig Gibb, who's had a lot to do today, and they'll take 2. Greg Stretch might get a bowl. Scott Mason, of course, specialist bowler. Those are the people who bowled on Friday. I'm not sure we'll see Richard Petrie at the bowling crease. We might do. It's a good over from Kelvin Scott, just 2 off it, so he's found his range after a little bit of a wayward first over or two. He's taken 1 for 23 off 6. It's under 4 and over. That's good from him. And looks like Jason Campbell's going to get another over, perhaps surprisingly. Looking solid in defence so far, Adrian Dale in this over. Likes to take a few balls to work into his innings. Can often be a little bit of a shaky starter, but once he gets in, he can be pretty hard to get out. But, Jason Campbell finally getting that length right so far in this over.
Great stretch.
Right, sorry for a few bangs there. Change of bowling, looks like. Greg Stretch replacing Kelvin Scott, so perhaps Kelvin will be saved for later. And Greg Stretch will bowl some off spin. He was one of the better bowlers on Friday, taking 3 wickets, 3 for 42 from 9 overs. And he'll be bowling to Simon Dodds, who has cruised along to 42. Whoa, he's launched into that one. He hasn't timed it though. It's a chance of a catch as Kelvin Scott chases back, but can't quite reach it. And ends up just being a single. So that was an aggressive shot from Simon Dodds, using his feet to Greg Stretch. All the fielders inside the ring, apart from a deep backward square leg. Adrian Dale uses his feet too this time, and he's collected that one beautifully. In fact, it's gone for 6. That was a lovely shot from Dale. A couple of skips down the wicket and flicked it away over kind of straight mid-wicket, wide long on. Lovely bit of timing. Doesn't like to be tied down by the spinners, Adrian Dale. Oh yeah, there is a man back there exactly where he hit that. And he takes a single to that area where the man had been moved from to protect the boundary. So he just exploits that field change. Good batting from Dale, and that's the end of Stretch's first over. So 69 for 1, North Island. They were a similar score on Friday. I think they were 69 for 1 after 11 overs then. Jason Campbell's going to continue. His last over was a good one. Maiden, in fact. So he's been asked to continue. Oh, and Dale's flicked that one beautifully off his legs. He may not have timed it well enough to go to the boundary, just enough. Just goes about 5 centimetres over the boundary line before it stops. So another flick off the legs by Dale. Very nicely played. And it won't be a maiden over for Jason Campbell, this one. Back foot and cut away. This might go for 4 as well. I think he's timed it well enough. He has. That was a lovely back foot drive from the New Zealand over-50s captain, Adrian Dale, former first-class county pro in Glamorgan. Something like 12,000 first-class runs, not to mention a whole bunch more List A runs. So he's played a lot of good cricket, has Adrian Dale, and he knows how to build an innings. Missed out on Friday. Cuts again, straight to the fielder, no run this time. Yeah, that wind's quite strong, the bails have blown off again. Ooh, that was edgy. Didn't quite carry to the man at short third man, Craig Gibb, but if he'd been a little bit closer it would have been an opportunity. Just be a single this time as it goes straight to the man at mid off, I think that was. So all the fielders inside the ring for Dodds. He's allowed 3 back, is Jason Campbell, but he hasn't got any. So attacking field setting from Richard Petrie, the South Island skipper. 2 boundaries off the first 2 balls of that over, but just 1 more single after that. And got 1 more over before drinks. At which point we'll be a third of the way through this innings. Think about a run that time, but don't take it, as the ever-present Craig Gibb swoops in. I wonder if we'll see Adrian Dale use his feet again to stretch as he did in the last over. Not a big turner of the ball stretch, so I don't think Dale has to worry about things like that. Pulls this time, straight to Craig Gibb, but rebounds off his leg. It was firmly hit and it's gone out towards the boundary where Scott McCarty runs around to pick up. And 2 runs. Not a shot you see a lot from Adrian Dale, that one. But he timed it well enough. And Craig Gibb actually did quite well to get something behind it. That one goes out to McCarty again. Nice, elegant shot from Adrian Dale. Simon Dodds has just slowed down a wee bit now. He was striking at about 130 a little while ago. Now he's 43 off 44 balls. And that will be drinks. 15 overs gone. 81 for 1. North Island. We'll we'll just take a short break as well. We'll be back in a few moments. Right, players slowly coming back after slightly prolonged drinks break. I'm sure they wouldn't have been too hot out there. It's a little bit chilly. Definitely windy. Not necessarily by Wellington standards, but by any other part of the world you'd say it's windy. And escaping from the cold is John Cleland, who's come in to do a bit of Cricket HQ scoring. Morning, John.
Morning, Jim. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
You're playing in the North Island side today. Are you batting a little bit down the order?
Yeah, mixing it up a bit. So I'm listed at number 7 today, so that's good. Yeah, it's a pleasure to play at Karori Park. Yeah, I grew up in Wellington and played a lot of Premier cricket down here, so Karori Park I played a lot in my youth. It changed the ground since I played here. There used to be a creek that ran through the middle of the park.
Yes,
there used to be 2 fields.
I remember that, and I was a little bit confused when I got here. I thought that might have been the creek. I'm pointing over to the left.
Yeah,
but,
well, I think it's in a pipe. It's
right.
Told me that pipe, but it basically went straight down the middle of the field here. So it's always short, straight boundaries on the senior wicket.
Yeah.
Even Gray used to bowl with the creek behind him, and used to get so many players stumped going down the wicket, try and hit him into the creek. He was a really good bowler. Club cricket used to tune here.
Another man who played a lot of Premier cricket for Karori is Richard Petrie, who is coming into the bowling attack now. I predicted that he may not bowl, but in fact he is going to bowl. He's going to bowl to his New Zealand O50s captain, Adrian Dale, who strokes him into the covers first ball. These two often have good battles. At the IPT last year, I think I recall Petrie getting Dale out. Or it might have been the other way around. You wouldn't have encountered Richard Petrie too much because you left Wellington before he arrived, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as you said, he played for Karori. I was at Onslow, but I think he arrived the year after. So, I've faced him in the over 50 stuff. Mm-hmm. And he's a competitor. He swings the ball out and bowls from a good height, and he's still got a strong shoulder. He's cunning, So.
Yeah, and he's beaten Adrian Dale there. He is competitive, that's for sure. Only bowling off about 7 or 8 paces now. He does sometimes come off the full run. I think we saw that last season, haven't seen it this season. He hasn't bowled that much this season.
Well, of course, he scored 100 on Friday. So,
yeah.
I think he was talking to him this morning. It was still pretty stiff. So, yeah.
Nice drive from Dale, straight to mid-off though, and no run. So possibly the 2 most heavily credentialed players in this match. Richard Petrie, former Black Cap. Adrian Dale, former County Pro. That one is driven, it's beaten the field, beaten the cover. Looks like it's going to pull up just inside the boundary. It's a long chase for Mason Robinson, who's not used to that, usually being a wicketkeeper, having to trundle all the way out to the cover boundary. And Adrian Dale will pick up 3 with that nicely timed drive.
Yeah, I heard Richard Petrie talking to his team about the importance of maiden overs and the competition to see who could bowl the most maiden overs, because I think there were none or one maybe on Friday. So 5 dot balls to start for Richard, but 3 off the end, so he didn't get on the list.
Yep, just 1 bowled by Greg Stretch for the South Island team on Friday. And
might have been the over I got out on, I think.
Right. And 3 bowled by the North Island side. Stretch to continue. Dale uses his feet and finds the gap nicely. He's clipped it beautifully. This will be another boundary for Dale. It's a really good bit of timing and little bit of brute strength as well.
Yeah, he's very skilled at manoeuvring the ball into the gaps, Adrian. He's good fun to bat with. He's always thinking about what the good options are and plays sensible cricket, you know. So,
well, you played a lot of senior cricket with him in Auckland?
Yeah, from a young... Yeah, you know, when I first moved up to Auckland, he was our club pro, Cornwall Cricket Club. And a hell of a nice fella. And, you know, even in later years when we had a one-day team, we were playing in the one-day grades, and after we'd given up playing serious cricket, Adrian was still turning out for that team.
Oh, another clip over square leg, and it will beat the square leg, backward square leg fielder into the boundary for the second 4 of the over. This one's squarer than the previous one, but again a nice little wristy flick. Aerial, but safe. Drives and again finds the gap. Adrian Dale this time through cover. Not all the way to the boundary, just two more. Does Adrian bat the same way that he used to when you first met him?
Well, I'd always characterise him as being a really smart batter. You know, we're playing different type of bowling back then, you know, and he's a very good player of fast bowling. You know, I used to open the batting and he'd bat 3, and you know, there'd be times where I'm fighting to get through an over and the ball's whizzing around your ears, and Adrian was like, well, let's try and take this guy on, you know. And
oh, he takes that one on again. He's enjoying that mid-wicket area. It's not going to be 4 this time. There's a good bit of fielding there. Not sure who that is way on the other side of the field, but he's done well to keep it down to just a single. But aggressive intent from Dale.
You got 95, Richard?
Yes.
And 17 overs gone. Power select. That's working. That's overs.
Someone does not have a lot of strike for the last 6 overs, only 5 balls in the last 6 overs.
Our scorer Richard Horner has just advised us that Simon Dodds only faced 5 balls in the last 6 overs. Adrian Dale getting the lion's share of the strike. Chance of a catch, well taken by Andrew Nuttall.
What a catch.
I think it was Andrew Nuttall, was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Yeah,
Indeed.
extending his hands off to his left there, and really good catch as Dale tried to do that flick that he's done a few times already, but not successful. So, New Zealand captain falls. Caught Nuttall, bowled Petrie. So Petrie wins that battle, not for the first time, between those two.
Yeah, and a good catch by Andrew Nuttall as well. You know, by no means easy. He had to move to his left. He got 2 hands to it.
So breezy innings from Adrian Dale, 37 off 35, but he's out. He doesn't look very happy about that. He'd scored 37 of the 45 runs that those two put on together. As we said, Dodds not getting much of the strike. So now we've got Adil Samani coming in at number 4 for the North Island. Only scored 3 on Friday, did Samani.
Yeah, Adil's a quality player and he'll want to get going today, you know.
Yeah, he was stumped off the bowling of Greg Stretch for 3. He does sometimes take a few balls to get going, Adil. But once he gets in, he can be quite destructive. Quite a powerful batter, isn't he?
Yeah. Looks like we need the heavy bales out there falling off.
Got a few viewers around the world. Apparently Gary Smith is watching us from England. Hello Gary. It's about 10:30 at night over there, I think. I suspect some of the Dale family might have been staying up to watch Adrian bat. Hopefully you're still with us. I think Gaz is his brother. Usually watches these things, so hello Gazza if you're still there. Nice drive from Samani, but no run. And of course a few viewers around the country here in New Zealand.
Yeah, a much sought after maiden for Richard Petrie, with a wicket in it too.
Yeah, leading by example. He called for his team to bowl some maidens and he's bowled one himself. So he's got 1 for 3 from his 2 overs. Alright, so important stage of this match as Andrew Nuttall comes into the attack from the city end. Now is he bowling? He'd be bowling with the wind, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
I think it's
the
an
wind at its back. It's kind of a cross, so it'll help us drift into the right-handed batsman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the guy said it turned much on Friday, so I mean it has had another day's cricket on it, so maybe there'll be something for him off the wicket, but certainly I think the wind will help him. He's a skillful bowler through the air as much off the pitch.
He said Evan Gray usually bowled from this other end, from what Nuttall's bowling.
Yeah,
was that?
Wellington's very much determined by which way the air is moving.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Did he prefer to bowl with the wind or against the wind? And some spinners prefer to bowl with it, some against it.
That's a good question. I think he would do either, basically. I think more the left to right was probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
He was a bowler in the same ilk as Nuts, you know. It's like lots of different varieties. Spin some, drift some, good arm ball.
Similar sort of era as Andrew Nuttall in the 80s.
Yeah, and obviously Evan played quite a few test matches. You know, we were blessed with some good spinners at that time. There was Bock and Bracewell and...
Well, Mark Priest kept Andrew Nuttall out of the Canterbury side for a long time.
Yeah.
Only played 1 or 2 tests, I think, Mark Priest, but he played a lot of first-class cricket.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for him, Nuttall would have played a lot more for Canterbury.
Yeah, from my recollection, you know, Evan Gray was very skillful type bowling, but they tended to play when they were in the subcontinent and picking 2 or 3 spinners, but he wasn't really that type of spinner. He was like more a flight sort of bowler, and bowlers that do well over there tend to rip the ball more flattish and quickish, which wasn't really his mode.
It's a great bit of bowling. Stumped him in the flight there, so I'm not getting much of the strike rate. He just pulled out of that. It looked like it was just held back a bit by Nuttall, O50s, and Everest to the rest of the stumps. No, Andrew Nuttall strikes almost immediately. Darren Sears is the new batsman, left-hander. To do some bit of Cricket HQ scoring and maybe have a chat. Hello, Tim.
Good morning, Jim.
The batsman as well. I believe he scored a double century in club cricket just a couple of years ago. Not sure at what level.
Another wicket made in 2 in a row.
Second consecutive off the mark with nice cover drive. It won't go to the boundary. They'll take 2.
It's not ideal, but we'll back ourselves to bat through these overs and put a good score up. The batsmen have looked very comfortable when they've been out there.
Fortunately for him. So it'll be 3 wides. The 100 for the North Island and continues the run rate at exactly 5. 100 off 20 overs. Coming in for Neil Ronaldson, who's not feeling well, so he's out into the covers, and it won't go to the boundary. Didn't bat, so it's not his debut, but his first runs. Sears calls Samani through, and somewhere, place like this. A bit of a fumble there allows that shot. So smudge avoided. We were just talking about the Possums case. We'd had a 1, a 2, a 3, a leg by and a dot. So if that ball had gone for 4, we would have had a smudge. O50s cricket for New Zealand, only behind the man bowling at the other end, Andrew Nuttall. And then tried to get back, and it was a really good throw. Not sure who that was who did the fielding, but fired it back in, and unfortunate end to Darren Sears' first. To put any partnerships together since that good opening one. Deliveries, batting at number 3. 122 runs at over 50s level, at an average of 29. Friday, we've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, I think. 5. Andrew Nuttall and Scott Mason were the 2 bowlers in operation. Ooh. All the usual left-armers bag of tricks. Warner opened the batting for Districts at the IPT. Oh, that's Richard Petrie. So Nuttall finding the edge there of Bert.
face them today.
No, not unless I remind you a few times between now and then. A few wickets and some tight bowling has brought it down, but still.
What number are you?
Leg, and there will be 2 runs to Adil Samani. End of the over, 161 overs to go. If they go at 6,
Relative comfort there, and we don't need to be scoring quickly right now. It's just consolidation, I think, and picking up runs.
late decision to come back for the 3rd. So 3 runs to Bert Horner for that. It's and a 3 in this over. I'm sure that'll be at the forefront of Bert Horner's mind as we go into these last 2 balls. Bowl from the other end, but Greg Stretch is coming back for his. So just the 2 men outside. Richard Petrie is allowed to put 4 out. He's
Straight. Oh.
so 126 for 4. Apologies if the coverage is a little bit slow at the moment. Just a little technical issue that we're trying to resolve. Hopefully it'll be better in a few minutes. It's another nice drive from Samani, who's looking quite fluent now. There is a man out protecting the boundary there, and it's just 1 run to him. And again, more runs out to the same fielder. Just be 1 this time.
That's right.
Again out to the cover sweeper. That's 3 in a row that have gone to John Gary out there. Okay, hopefully those technical issues have now been resolved. Oh, Warner goes to pull that one, but I think he's Q-ended it and it's just dribbled out onto the offside to end that over. 3 off that one from Greg Stretch. And we've got 17 overs to go here. So I suppose that score you were talking about earlier, around 250, might be a good target. That's 120 runs needed off 7 overs.
It's going to take some work here.
A good little partnership building now between Samani and Bert Horner. They've added a little bit over 20.
22?
22 in fact. Samani has 19. And he goes big this time over cow corner. He's whacked that away nicely. Bounces just inside the boundary. Good shot off Andrew Nuttall. 4 runs to Adil Samani. Well played.
I think it was 6.
Yeah, it must have bounced just inside the line there. It was.
I think he's got confused with the second boundary line from another pitch.
So we saw the openers add 50 for the first wicket, Colin Owens and Simon Dodds, before Colin Owens was out for 15. He was bowled by Kelvin Scott. Dodds went on to score 43, Adrian Dale 37. He was run out. Wickets to Kelvin Scott, Richard Petrie and Andrew Nuttall, who's bowling now. Another aggressive shot by Adil Samani, off drive, just a single. So he's up to 24 from 39, looking like he's getting into his work a bit more now. Bert Horner 7 from 19, a little bit more restrained. Warner sweeps. Bit of work for the sweeper to do. That's John Gary again, I think, and he's done that work. And just a single. To end the 6th Andrew Nuttall over, he's got 1 for 23, economical as always. And we've got 1 over before the second drinks break. It's going to be Scott Mason coming back into the attack, so Petrie mixing up his bowlers from this end. I think Greg Stretch just came back for 1 over, didn't he? What do you think was the logic behind that, Tim?
2 overs. I don't know. Wouldn't like to speculate.
So we saw 2 overs from Scott Mason, then 2 overs from Greg Stretch, and now it's Scott Mason back on again. Maybe he just needed a little rest. as I mentioned earlier, plenty to play for, both in terms of the result of this match. Whichever team wins this will win the Pete Escott Trophy, which has been brought inside to protect it from the elements outside, sitting next to us here. So plenty to play for in terms of the result of the match, also individually, with players looking to push their case for selection in the New Zealand team that will hopefully travel to Australia in July. That side to be named in a few days, I think. Adil Samani will be pushing hard for that team, having done really well at the IPT. And he was close to being player of the tournament in that tournament. Bert Horner will also be looking to try and make that side as well. And that's Maiden to finish things off before drinks. In fact, it is drinks now. 30 overs gone, 135 for 4. So when we come back in a few minutes, the North Island will have 15 overs remaining to try and get as many runs as they can. Okay, so the final third of this innings is about to start, and is it Craig Gibb going to have a bowl? It's an interesting call from South Island skipper, part-time bowler Craig Gibb. He does bowl for his club side at President's level in Christchurch, and doesn't do too badly. Just bowls a bit of off-spin. We haven't seen Scott Hardy at the bowling crease yet today. And Richard Petrie just had a short spell.
The slower the better, maybe. Yeah, I think the tactics work. Slow down.
Okay, so Craig Gibb to Adil Samani starts with a bit of a short ball down the leg side, which Samani can't catch up with. It's not given a either, so maybe just got away with that one. Craig Gibb. It's a better delivery. That's a nice extra cover drive by Adil Samani. It's going to go over the now. 4 runs. So Samani gave Gibb a couple of sighters and then played that nice flowing extra cover drive. Drives again. Similar position. It's not going to go to the boundary, I don't think, this one. It's hauled in just inside, but they will take 2. Yeah, Gibb has a deep backward square leg, a mid-wicket on the boundary, and a long on. Those are the 3 men he had back. He can put another one out if he so chooses. Oh, 2 more out actually for this last block of 15 overs. You can have 5 fielders outside the 30-metre circle. Yeah, so the 4th of those is going out to cover sweeper. Samani drives and picks up another single. Craig Gibbs' first over goes for 7. Samani's moved on to 31 from 45. Bert Horner, a little bit slow today, 8 of 27 deliveries. He'll need to pick that up. Slash Samani. It's gone into some vacant territory, and it's looks like it's crossed the boundary on the other side of the field from us. It has bit of a slash outside the off stump there by Samani, but it got enough on it, even though it was a bit edgy, to go for 4. So 2 boundaries and 2 overs for Samani now. He moves on to 35, and he's got his strike rate up to 76. So might be moving into that gear that we talked about earlier, where he can be quite destructive. pulls this time, but Andrew Nuttall does a good bit of fielding at mid-wicket, and it's just one. Good aggressive shot by Bert Horner that time. That looks like it's just going to pop over the long off boundary. He hit that as hard as he could, Bert Horner. Quite an aggressive shot. And it went out to the long off boundary for 4. So that's Bert Horner's first boundary. And looks like he'll be trying to push on at this stage as well. One more to Samani. Good over this one so far. 11 off it. Samani sweeps, but it's a bit full. Maybe for that shot. Bit of an appeal. Sorry, it was Horn batting there. Beg your pardon. Anyway, the results, dot ball to finish the over. Good bit of fielding there, but equally good running. And they make it safely. Oh, what a stunning catch. Diving away to his right was... Who was that? Mason Robinson? Wow. Wicketkeeper Mason Robinson, fielding in the outfield today, leaps across to his right as Samani drilled that quite firmly up to mid-off. And that's an outstanding catch from Mason Robinson. Unfortunately, it won't show up on your screens, but it's full length over to the right. Usually a keeper. So excellent work from Mason Robinson. It's the 5th wicket for South Island. So almost a 50-run partnership between Horner and Sunny is broken by that outstanding catch by Mason Robinson, and it brings John Cleland to the wicket. Cleland opened the batting on Friday, batting at 7 today, and he'll have 12 and a half overs in which to bat.
John Cleland on strike. Up today.
No, ada semua ni.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So, successful over for Greg Stretch. He's got 1 for 29 off 6 overs. And North Island, well, it's been a good battle actually this game. Not like some of the run feasts we've had this season. 155 for 5. Good battle between bat and ball. Beautiful shot from John Cleland, off drive. It's gone all the way down to the boundary and in fact onto the next field. Very well timed from Cleland. Beautiful, strong off drive to get him off the mark.
So 1.4.
Okay, so we've got 11 overs left.
160, right?
160.
160 is the score to get to that
160.
target of 250 that we were talking about earlier. They need to score 90 runs off those remaining 11 overs. Somehow I don't think they'll quite get that many, but perhaps more like 230. You never know though, bit of big hitting could change all that. Runs for Horner. This time is leg glance that one, and it's gonna go over the boundary just now. It's a good effort by Scott Mason to try and flick that back with his hand, but he couldn't, and dribbles across the boundary for Bert Horner's second four.
How many wickets now? 5 wickets.
It's nicely timed. Good aggressive shot by Horner, but it's stopped by the stomach of, I think it was Andrew Nuttall there, or Craig Gibb. Slightly more substantial stomach of Craig Gibb. And yeah, he's regretting not using his hands on that occasion. It might have been a bit lower than the stomach, okay, in which case he'll be sorely regretting it. He's back on his feet, that's good to see for Craig Gibb, but he is hunched over, as is normal in cases like this. Hands on knees, taking some deep breaths. It's well struck by Bert Horner. Goes for the sweep this time, Horner, but can't connect. He's having a little bit of trouble turning over the strike, Horner. He has hit 2 boundaries, but not really getting the runner ball that the team would want at this stage. It's a good over from Greg Stretch. He's taken 1 for 33 from 7, economical again, as was on Friday. So Horner and Cleland both going at a strike rate of 50. I'm sure they'd both like to double that strike rate between now and the end of the innings at least, as the North Island look to set a competitive target for the South Island. Well, I think that's a full toss, and Cleland has whacked it away into open real estate. They could be looking for 3 here, as no, they won't. They'll settle for 2, as Scott McCarty chases that ball down. So Cleland maybe could have taken fuller toll of that loose delivery from Scott Mason, but still gets 2. His boundary riders are at long off, actually it's like an extra cover, and then long off, long on, and cow corner. Cleland pulls this time. He hasn't timed it, and it'll just be one as Andrew Nuttall comes around from. Oh, two.
I'll give you a new headset.
And if it's three of these sort of sides, always
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like pretty handy. Yeah, that's right.
So
Then you know
that's
all
always,
that.
that's always the fifth ball, that's always the sixth ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then your head always really
Yeah.
back and forwards.
Hoisted away by John Cleland this time, and it will go to the boundary. Better timing from Cleland, and there was nobody guarding that part of the field, so Cleland's second boundary. He's got his strike rate up into the 90s now, 12 off 13. Ooh, has a big swing at that one, but doesn't make any contact.
8 off. 172.
Eight off that over. That's a better over for the North Island. As we enter the death within the last 10 overs of the innings, and Greg Stretch will bowl his 8th over. He's got one for 30 from 7. Slow bowlers have bowled the majority of the overs in this innings, just 2 or 3 from Petrie himself, a couple from the opening bowlers as well. Kelvin Scott has bowled 6 overs, 1 for 23. Jason Campbell, a bit expensive, none for 47 off 7. Richard Petrie, 1 for 8 off 3. And then Scott Mason, none for 30 off 5. And the rest all spin. Just a single. Reverse sweep from Bert Horner, which goes to cover, of all places. Unusual shot and unusual placement, but picks up a run.
The drop required.
That's a shout for LBW, not given. Quick single, throw at the stumps from Andrew Nuttall, but doesn't have a huge amount of power in it, and John Cleland gets home pretty comfortably for a single. Fourth single of this over. Warner has a big swing appeal for the umpire is unmoved, and they will collect a leg bye.
Adrian's knee pretty bandaged.
So Horner still struggling to get the ball away for a while. 21-41. Just the two boundaries in that. He scored 28 from 48 on Friday, so he's managing to get into the 20s, just maybe needs to get that strike rate up a little bit, especially at this stage of the innings. Richard Petrie appears to be coming back into the attack. Horner goes for the slog sweep, doesn't make contact. Or much of a sweep, it's just a slog. There's some vacant ground there that he's aiming for. Goes straight this time, one bounce to the man at long on. He'll take a single. What's happened there? I think he's been... Petrie's caught John Cleland, caught and bowled, stuck out a right hand to grab that sort of softish drive from John Cleland, and then threw the stumps down as well, just to make sure. So another wicket for the South Island. John Cleland, caught and bowled by Richard Petrie. So Richard Petrie takes his second wicket, 2 for 9 he has. It's his 29th wicket at over 50s level in New Zealand, or anywhere. It puts him 4th on the all-time list in New Zealand behind Andrew Nuttall, Scott Mason and Dean Askew. 29 wickets he now has, Richard Petrie.
So that looked like Rolly going out there, but it's not. Better not be anyway.
Ben Warren is the new batsman. Comes from the Bay of Plenty. Sorry, not Bay of Plenty. It is the Bay of Plenty. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus, Rich, I can't see.
That's his first face.
So, end of Richard Peach fourth over. And we get ready for the last 7 overs of North Island. 128 for 6. Run rate of 4 points. My criticism of Bert Horner as his partner has moved into the commentary shed, scoring shed to do. Maybe Hazel will do the criticising.
Probably.
Yeah. 7 of them gone now. Excellent bit of fielding. The fielding has generally been pretty good from the South Island team today.